Hello, everyone. My name is Aiden, and welcome to the NBA channel. Ladies and gentlemen, you might be asking where I've been in terms of the NBA channel, considering the NBA has started and it's been quite an exciting season to say the least. Never in my life would I thought the Bulls would have started 6-1 in the season, and OKC, I believe, is still undefeated. There's a lot of interesting stories that have come out, but life happens. I'm busy. I have two other channels to worry about as well, difficulties, and sometimes you just have to prioritize, and unfortunately the NBA channel was a little bit of a less priority, unfortunately, but we are back now. There's two videos I'm going to make, and then we'll see where we go from there. The first video I want to talk about is this whole gambling situation when it comes to certain people getting arrested. Terry Rozier, I believe, is one of them, and I think it was Chauncey Billups, so the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers at the time, was another one, and it was for different reasons and whatnot. But yeah, like a very interesting turn of events. We'll talk about that first. We'll move on to another video where we'll talk about Ja Morant. But before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, feel free to subscribe if you are new. Let me know what you guys think about this whole gambling ring situation. Apparently the mafia's involved. I don't know. Again, there's a lot that I don't know. And personally, there's a lot I don't want to really throw out there either, because the last thing I want to do is jump to allegations and jump to, people that could be innocent when they're being seen as guilty at the moment. I've always been a person that says innocent until proven guilty, and at the end of the day, I stand by those statements, and I really want to see what takes place, what transpires, before we kind of head into pointing fingers at each other and saying this is wrong, what you did is wrong, because maybe they didn't do the things that they're being accused of. I don't know. But essentially, there was a gambling ring, if I'm not mistaken. There was different gambling rings. One of them was poker related. I don't know how that's really affects the NBA, but maybe it does. I don't really know. And there's obviously one betting related where, there was a whole gambling ring and people snitched on each other, and a lot of players are being held under investigation, former players, present players, as well as people being arrested from these situations. So firstly, it's important to, like I said, mention innocent until proven guilty. It is also important to mention that the NBA now are going through their investigations as well internally. So they'll have their investigations. The police will have their investigations. Obviously, the mafia is involved. So what I think is happening here is that certain players are giving not giving false information, giving information that should not be publicized or should not be given in order for specific people to put huge money on I guess those games, because they have information that nobody else has. For example, I'm pretty sure there was one game where a player from the Lakers, I can't remember who it was, I apologize. This was a story, at least. I don't know if this is actually what happened. Basically, they said, hey, LeBron's not playing today. And no one else knew that. The NBA media didn't know. The online media didn't know. So obviously the bets were pretty high for the Lakers to win that game. And then a whole bunch of people bet so much money that the Lakers would lose because LeBron didn't play. It ended up LeBron didn't play. The Lakers lost. They lost they won a lot of money. Something along those lines, right? So that's what's been going on around the NBA. There's obviously even reports and videos suggesting that players are going specifically performing badly to make sure they meet their unders, or maybe going out of games to meet their unders and overs and everything in between. Can I be honest with you guys? Look, I'm once again innocent until proven guilty and whatnot, but are you genuinely surprised that this is happening? Are you genuinely shocked that this sort of situation has occurred in sports? I said it in my last video when we talked about gambling and sports betting and how they need to put a stop to it or minimize bets and everything in between. Sports betting has ruined sports. And you might think I'm talking from a fan's perspective, and I think it has ruined it from a fan's perspective. All fans really care about now is under and overs more than actually watching the game and being passionate about the game of basketball. So I think it has ruined it for fans who just really only care about meeting certain requirements that they could tick off to win money. I think it's ruined it for fans, but it's ruined it for players. Players are getting involved in this now. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. You might be thinking, these guys are millionaires. These guys are millionaires. What's a couple of $1,000 extra going to do for them? Money is money, guys. I don't think you understand. There's always been a mentality with the rich get richer. It is a mentality that suits them to a T. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. If you can make your money the right way, go ahead and make your money. Make your millions in the NBA. Make your thousands in other avenues, your shoe endorsements, your all the other side projects that you have, other businesses, like Shaq. Shaq is a perfect example of this. He makes his money from the NBA, multi-millionaire. He's done his thing. He did it the right way. And now he's a ESPN analyst. He also is a big part of multiple companies. He has very big shares in the stock market, and he's made his millions and billions from that. So I'm not pissed about making your money and making it the right way. I'm pissed when it kind of affects the games that I like, the things that affects me. And unfortunately, basketball affects me. I want to watch basketball and I want to watch the best compete. I don't want to watch the best sit out purposefully so that people can make money. I don't want the best to purposely play badly so they can reach their unders and they can make more money and they can make other people more money. And that's what sports has come to. So yeah, I'm upset. Do you have any right? I think everybody has a right to be upset. Do you blame me for being upset? I don't blame myself for being upset because that's what this world has come to. And that's what sports has come to. And I'll tell you this right now. If you think basketball is the only sport that's in jeopardy of this, you are dead wrong. I'm sure there are footballers have been banned for years for doing things like this. Maybe not mafia related. I don't really want to get into the mafia sort of situation there because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's the mafia or Joe from down the street. You shouldn't be doing that for anyone, let alone the mafia. It doesn't matter. That's not my issue. My issue is gambling has gotten into the players' heads and they're trying to make some extra cash from it. Whether it's thousands or millions, it doesn't matter. Money is money. Rich is rich. Rich gets richer. That hurts when you're doing it in that sort of way. And it affects me, the viewer, and my experience with the game. So, look, I have every right to be upset. And I am upset. And I can't believe that this is the first that we're hearing of things like this, to be honest. At least to this magnitude. So NBA, if you're doing your internal investigations, please do it better than what you've done in the past. Because there's no way this hasn't been going on for years and years and years on end. And you're just finding out about it now. Do your investigations better. And let's hope the police can take control of this situation. And let's hope that we can find a way. I feel like the best approach, and this is the unpopular approach, is to just not gamble on basketball games. Don't bet on basketball games. That would be my solution if you're Adam Silver in the NBA. Don't bet on basketball games. But then that is the solution that's going to lose them the most money because their sponsors are gambling-related sponsors. Their sports bets or Bet365 or whatever other companies, DraftKings even. They like to do a little bit of betting and whatnot. So it's not necessarily a feasible solution, but that's my solution. But it won't happen. It won't happen. Yeah, I just think at the end of the day, this is going to get worse. And I honestly don't think it's going to get better. I think you're going to see multiple more players in this situation. The NBA needs to make serious consequences for stuff like this. Hypothetically, because Terry Rozier's name has been put out there, again, innocent until proven guilty. I'm not here to mention specific players, but if players that have been mentioned are guilty of this, a $50,000 fine isn't enough. A suspension for a year or two isn't enough. If you are caught doing something like this, your NBA career is over. That's how I view it. You need to make a statement because you're jeopardizing the league. You've lost the faith of other players that are doing this the right way. You've lost the faith of your coaching staff. You lost the faith of everybody that you need the faith from to keep your job in the NBA. So if these things are proven to be true, careers need to be over. Contracts need to be terminated. You don't get the right to keep the money that you've gained access to when you break the rules like this. So you shouldn't get paid out the rest of your contract. You shouldn't. I don't care if it's 10 million or 100 million. You shouldn't get paid that money. That's how serious this needs to be. If you want to make a serious statement, those type of punishments need to be in place. I don't know if there are. I really don't. But from what I've gathered, it's been suspensions more than anything. That's not enough now. if there's a whole gambling ring of sports athletes and people within the know that are making serious bets on this, which now it kind of looks like there is, again, innocent until proven guilty, those sort of situations need to happen. Those sort of punishments need to happen. You need to make it a serious thing that players will need to think twice before getting involved with stuff like that. Because again, it's the minority now hurting the majority. It's the minority of people that are making the entire league look bad. It's the minority of people that are making it's one coach, one head coach as well, that's making the whole coaching organization look bad. The Players Association look bad. The everything, even the Refs Association, it looks bad. Just by association with what's happening now, the whole league looks bad. So serious punishments need to happen, because if this continues, you will jeopardize the rest of the league. You'll jeopardize the modern fan that won't want to watch because they feel every game is going to be fixed and rigged. It's already the case, and it's only going to get worse if you don't fix this. So the NBA, play your cards right, please. And serious punishments need to happen for anybody that's actually been proven guilty of this, federally or by your own investigation. So do what you need to do, but make sure you do it right. Don't give them a slap on the wrist. Don't give them a year suspension and they'll be back in the NBA doing it again. Don't do that. It is completely the wrong thing to do. That's how I view it. Because I know we're not going to stop gambling, bro. We're not. I'm from Australia. We are the largest gambling country in the world. We're the largest betting country in the world. For a country so small like ourselves, we are one of the largest. We are the largest based on our population. It's unbelievable. So I know gambling is very popular. I know sports betting is very popular. And if done moderately and done responsibly, it is a nice, fun little habit to probably have. I don't bet, so I don't know. But I know people that bet and they just do it responsibly. I know people that have not done it responsibly. So at the end of the day, it's hard to stop betting. And I know the league won't do it. So this is the next step. You need to punish severely all the players and all the people that are in the know that are associated with your league. You need to make that known. You need to punish them, and severely. You know, careers need to end from this situation. If you're Kevin Durant and you're caught doing this, he hasn't, by the way, I don't care if he's the face of the league. I don't care if he's one of the greatest of all time. If he got caught doing that, his career in the league is over. He doesn't play another game. That's how serious this is. Let me know if you agree. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Hopefully I got all the information I needed out of that. I had a little bit of events as well. I was scared to make this video because you just don't know. I don't know who the next player that's going to get caught. I don't know what's going to happen from this situation. I don't like the fact that the mafia is involved. What am I supposed to do? I'm just a random person. Innocent until proven guilty. Let's see who's proven innocent and who's proven guilty. If the police are involved, it's pretty bad. I'll leave it at that. Take care and peace.